I saw this on the Reddit front page earlier, and I thought it was a good bit of narrative storytelling here. My lad's got 3 Geiger counters.
Сейчас, нормально. Зашкал, да?
Woo! Some wacky behavior going on right there. What is that? It looks like a homemade X-ray tube. That's what people in the comments were saying, and you know, I don't know much about this stuff, but it's whatever it is, it's homemade. So he so you know, it's pretty spicy. It's not good. How is his skin not like melting off? Well, Geiger counters don't necessarily start maxing out at the point your skin melts off. He should get away from that though. He should get away from that that glowing thing, you know. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Cathode ray tubes emit beta radiation, not gamma, that's why. I'm pretty sure beta radiation can still fuck you up. Wait. Beta before I spout my mouth off. And beta radiation penetrates skin. Very energetic beta particles can penetrate up to 1/2 an inch through skin and into the body. Well, even if it just hits skin, it can still cause like skin cancer and stuff. What video is this? I just saw it on Reddit. How many bananas is that? Well, I don't know how much radiation they're being exposed to because it would depend on the sensitivity of their monitors, and also they maxed out before he even got close enough to the tube. So I genuinely don't even know how much he died, right? Not necessarily. You can normally be around a good bit of radiation before it kills you. You know, it can take a bit before it kills you. Since when did bananas refer to radiation? Bananas emit latent radiation that is in excess of the default background radiation of Earth, to a significant extent. Sensitive enough Geiger counters, when placed near a banana, will register the radiation. Yeah, the potassium. I mean, a lot of stuff is radioactive, right? Just, normally it's so minimally radioactive that it's not of concern to us. The Earth has a latent amount of radioactive activity that we just are fine. It's fine, Um, yeah. We emit radiation. No, what? Yeah, you are radio. Yeah, am I radioactive? Yeah, I am. We all are. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we have radioactive carbon in our bones. It's pretty wacky stuff. Yeah, get your skeleton out. Your skeleton is irradiating you from the inside. Spooky, scary skeleton. You get a couple bananas worth into you every time you fly a plane. Yeah, because you're closer to the edge of the atmosphere, which means there's less atmosphere protecting you from the radiation of the sun. Radiation dose chart. There's a famous chart that you can refer to here. I mean, I say famous. I've seen it around a ton of times. This one right here. Where you can see the blue. So we're going to go over this really quick, then we're moving on. The blue here on the left is the smallest amount, okay? I don't know the term. Is this nano? Does this mean nano? The little U? Micro? This is micro? Okay. So sleeping next to somebody, 0.05 micro Sovilles. Is that Sievert? Is it Sievert, not Soville? Sievert. Sorry, Soville is something else. Anyway, you can see the actual numbers, but living within 50 miles of a nuclear power plant for a year, eating 1 banana. So eating 1 banana is more radiation than living within 50 miles of a nuclear power plant for an entire year. Yeah. So, oh yeah, Scoville's spiciness. Living within 50 miles of a coal power plant for a year. So coal power plant emits more radiation than nuclear power plant. It's just how it works. Wacky, right? Arm X-ray using a CRT monitor for a year. Extra dose for spending 1 day in an area with higher than average natural background radiation, such as the Colorado Plateau. Dental X-ray, that's a larger amount. Background dose received by an average person over 1 normal day. There you go. So for comparison right here, this right here, this is one just average day of radiation your body is absorbing. Just like that. So all this stuff, living near a nuclear power plant, getting a dental x-ray, it's like nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing at all. Airplane flight from New York to LA. It's like getting 4 days of living on Earth. See? You know? And then over here, see all that? See, now we're moving up. See, so one average day is 10 micros. You know, now we're up to chest x-ray, just 20 micros. Extra dose to Tokyo in weeks following the Fukushima accident. Living in a stone, brick, or concrete building for a year. Yeah, it turns out that if you live in a building made of rock, the rock spices you from around you all the time. Wacky, right? Average total dose from the 3 Mile Island accident to someone living within 10 miles. Fukushima Town Hall. EPA yearly release limit for a nuclear power plant. Yearly dose from natural potassium in the body. So this is the amount in 1 year that the potassium in your body is dosing you with. Just all the bananas in your body are killing you from the inside. Mammogram, an actual decent amount of radiation. EPA yearly limit on radiation exposure to a single member of the public. So one milli, what is it called again? Sievert, 1 millisievert right there. So a mammogram actually can take up like a lot of that, like half of that basically. 3 Mile Island accident, Fukushima exclusion zone, head CT scan. Okay, so that'll get you good. Normal yearly background dose, about 85% from natural sources. Nearly all of the rest is from medical scans. And then this big lad, hold on, goes from spending an hour on the grounds at the Chernobyl plant in 2010. So if you're in the exclusion zone for 1 hour, this is the amount you're going to get just from chilling, you know? And this is just the radiation you get from being around it. The real threat when it comes to stuff like the Chernobyl exclusion zone is getting radioactive material in your body. That's why people wear respirators when they go in areas like that. Because if you inhale even a tiny mote of radioactive dust, that radiation just burns you out from the inside until all the radioactive material passes through your body or is rendered inert, you know, which will take a while, a long time. So yeah, your body doesn't get rid of the radiation. So, you know, you don't want that to happen. That's why you wear the respirator. Chest CT scan. Wow. That really gets you, huh? Maximum yearly dose permitted for US radiation workers. It's a lot. And then now we have the spicy zone down here. The real spicy zone. Radiation worker 1 year dose limit, micro. Well, lowest 1 year dose clearly linked to increased cancer risk. So right here, this is the amount that you would need to receive in a year for there to be any scientific evidence that it can increase the risk of you receiving cancer. Sorry, milli, not micro. So all the stuff that we've looked at, keep in mind that it's way below the point where there's any evidence of cancer risk. So just keep that in mind. Like, your body's built to withstand a decent amount of radiation, you know? The amount here, the lowest 1 year dose, is 2 times the maximum yearly dose permitted for U.S. radiation workers. So U.S. radiation workers are kept at a yearly limit of 1/2 of the radiation exposure that we have any evidence at all of increased cancer risk for. Total dose, 1 station in the northwest edge of Fukushima exclusion zone. Dose received by 2 Fukushima plant workers. Yikes, not good. So again, everything above this point means it's likelier that you're going to get cancer. Dose causing symptoms of radiation poisoning if received in a short time. So radiation poisoning is a new kind of thing, right? Usually the effect of radiation long-term is that you get cancer because the radiation causes the DNA in your cells to decay and the cells eventually lose tempo with the rest of the cells in your body and they start doing their own thing and that's not good. But radiation poisoning is when you're hit with so much radiation that it fucks you right then and there. It's not even a cancer thing. Like it's so severe and so significant that it just starts melting your body from the inside. Basically, yeah. It's basically just does that. You get hit with so much radiation that it starts melting your body from the inside on a cellular level. It's not good. You know, yeah, tears your DNA apart. Like a 3D sunburn. Exactly, yeah. Well, a sunburn is a radiation burn, basically. Yeah, Yeah, except 3D. Uh, severe radiation poisoning, in some cases fatal. So this is if you receive this amount in a short time. Um, usual fatal radiation poisoning, survival occasionally possible with prompt treatment. That's for, I keep forgetting the name of the unit. Sievert. I gotta remember that. 4 sieverts here. Sieverts are already measured in respect to time. Oh, gotcha. Fatal dose even with treatment. So 8 sieverts right here. You done, son. Right there. And then over here at 50 sieverts, 10 minutes next to Chernobyl reactor core after explosion and meltdown. So fatal dose of radiation poisoning, and then at 5 times that, we have 10 minutes in the world's spiciest sauna. The history's spiciest sauna, you know? Comrades, we regret to inform you that as of, 3:06 a.m., the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, we have met the 5-year goal for energy production in just 0.1 microseconds. How many sieverts was the Demon Core exposure? Has that been measured? At least 8? Yeah, because it was fatal. Yeah. At least 8. I'm just wondering how much it was, because he was dead as fuck. How many sieverts you get in space without protection? Yeah, so space radiation is a big deal. It's why stuff like a moon base and a Mars base would be really tough. Because without an atmosphere to shield us from radiation, space is a lot of radiation. That's the reason why astronauts' helmets are reflective. They're not actually transparent like in the movies, because if they were, they would not only let in visible light, but also other electromagnetic radiation, which would give all astronauts cancer very quickly. 21 sieverts on the Demon Core? Wait, but somebody else says 1 sievert. Ah, it was a lot. They certainly died. He got 21 sieverts? Okay. Over the next 4 days, Slowden suffered an agonizing sequence of radiation-induced traumas, including severe diarrhea, reduced urine output, swollen hands, erythema, massive blisters on his hands and forearms, intestinal paralysis, and gangrene. He had internal radiation burns throughout his body. Don't we need those pictures? Which one medical expert described as a 3D sunburn. By the 7th day, he was experiencing periods of mental confusion. His lips turned blue when he was put in an oxygen tent. He ultimately experienced a total disintegration of body functions. You know it's bad when that's the term a doctor is using. And slipped into a coma. Died at 11 a.m. on May, in the presence of his parents. Well, I'm glad at least his family could be there. Where does it say 21 sieverts here, though? Recent documents, interpretation of Sultan's dose ranging from 287 rads to 21 sieverts. Okay. It's complicated stuff. I don't pretend to know. At that point, I just asked to be sedated. I still don't understand why they didn't just shoot him. I'm not joking when I say that. They knew that he did the math. After the Demon Core went off, the scientist who fucked it up, after he did the math, we're talking about that much exposure in a fraction of a second, too. No time at all. Like a quarter of a second, and that was it, Medical science? Yeah, I guess, man, but fuck, right? Maybe he should have shot himself. Like, he went there, he did the math, he charted everyone's position in the room to see where they were and calculated who was going to die. He knew he was going to die. After he fucking set up the Demon Core again, he said, "Welp, that's it." Like, fuck, like, you know how you're gonna die. You're done. It's over. And it's going to hurt, too. Jesus. You want to say goodbye to your level? Fuck that. I'm writing a note. Jesus Christ. It's one of the worst ways to go. Yeah, I guess he was just built different. I mean, we know he was built different. He was handling the Demon Core with a screwdriver. Well, I'm sure we learned a lot about the nature of radiation poisoning from his broken body. I don't think you can be sedated. If I remember correctly, if you're irradiated that much, your vascular system basically disintegrates. Wow, that's fucking horrifying. Yeah, radiation melts everything inside of you, so there's not even the systems left that can sedate you. Your body's intact enough to receive pain signals, but not intact enough to receive anesthetic. All right. Well, that's cool. That's great. That's great stuff. Sounds like an ancient fucking curse. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Jesus. It's like It took us so long to understand this stuff, but for as long as humans have existed, up until around like 150 years ago, every once in a while, people would just own spicy rocks, and then they would die in agony like a decade later, and nobody knew why, you know? Like, whatever. Okay. Yeah, I curse you with organ soup.